Mm.
Hey everyone, this is Coach Lucas from coachwithlucas.com, and I'm here with two of my friends and mentors, Coach Carey Peters and Coach Stacey Morgenstern. How are you all doing?
Awesome. We get to talk with you, so it's all pretty good.
Thanks for being here. So these two ladies are famous. Most of you are watching this probably already know them. They are the founders and the mentor teachers at the Health Coach Institute. I went to health coach school originally with you, Stacey and Carey, way back in the day. And then I was very happily employed by the two of you for 5 fun years in helping to build the Health Coach Institute. Those were great years of my life. And now I'm out on my own again coaching, and I'm so passionate about human design. And you two have one of my favorite human design stories of all time. So for people who don't know what human design is, it is a typology system that is so incredibly in-depth and comprehensive that really gives you a peek under the hood of how you are designed, how you are mechanically wired energetically to operate in the world. And it provides incredible insight and value for one's relationship to self, so how you relate to yourself and how you move in your life, but also your relationships. So I wanted to show you two off because you're both amazing, and your relationship, your partnership is amazing and has produced such an incredible impact in the world. That's impacted me and Rochelle, my wife, personally, and then, just so many coaches that you all have trained and inspired. So thanks for being here. You ready to get started?
I'm so excited. And can I say that I do have a little maybe preview into this because Lucas did a reading for me and for my husband and for my daughter. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was fascinating stuff. We can go on. I just wanted to say, I can't wait. I'm on the edge of my seat to hear what you have to share about us.
Yeah, and so both of you have had readings with me, but it's been a while, and so you might even learn something new today. So we'll see where it goes.
I have no doubt it's going to be exciting.
On my screen here. I've been having so much fun preparing detailed slides for all my clients, and so I did a little something for you all. So here's Stacey and Carey in the Health Coach Institute, and it's the Health Coach Institute, or it's healthcoachinstitute.com. So anyone who's at all interested in possibly becoming a health coach or a life coach, you got to check out this school. It's amazing. And I love the mission. We empower deeply caring people to transform lives, create abundant careers, and change the world, one coaching conversation at a time. All right, so the question is, for you all watching, do you know your human design? And here we've got Carey on the left and Stacey on the right. And I'm not going to teach the whole system here. So for those of you who are like, what do those colors mean? And what do these numbers mean? You're going to learn some of it, but you're not going to have the whole picture today because we just can't do that in this video. And then what happens when we put the two of you together? You get a quantum. So you've got energy flowing. So Carey has energy flowing through these centers, and Stacey has energy flowing through these 4 centers. Put you two together, and something magical happens. And it's a very unique experience. Every relationship is a different quantum. So at a very high level, it's important to understand in human design, what is your type? This is aura. So there are 5 main types. Well, 4 main types, and one of the types has 2 subtypes. So Stacey is a generator and Carey is a projector. And you can see the aura is very different. And this impacts how you are designed to interact with other people, which is pretty much everything. As human beings, our survival, our thriving, our fulfillment, it all comes about through interaction with other human beings.
Well, I just want to point out and say that learning this was a game changer for me. And understanding where is my actual power. It's not in generating. Mm-hmm. It's in guiding others' energy. And when I learned that, I was like, wow.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'll show another slide here right after this one that'll kind of bring that point home. And I want to hear more from you on that, Carey. So Here's a pie chart with the 5 main types. You'll see generator and manifesting generator. So that's really one type, is the generators. That's 70% of the world. And Stacey's a manifesting generator. Carey and I are projectors. The reflector is the 1%. And then manifestors are 9%. I circled manifestor because one of the things that creates so much suffering and chaos in our world and in our lives is that we've mainly been conditioned to think we need to create our success and our happiness in our life as manifestors. We need to go make things happen. And that's only for 9% of the population. And even for those manifestors, it's not quite that simple. So we've got Stacey as a generator, a manifesting generator. This is the builder. The aura is magnetic, warm, and enveloping. You know, it wraps itself around other people.
Totally.
And it pulls people in. It's attractive. The builder has energy. The manifesting generator has energy to work. Needs to be work that you love, not just any work, not being a slave, but got that energy to work consistently. And the strategy is to wait to respond. So even though the generator and the manifesting generator especially is so powerful and can make things happen, the strategy is actually to be in the organic unfolding with the universe. So being busy doing what you love and then waiting for something to be coming towards you and respond to that. So here the aura is magnetic, right? So you're designed to attract in opportunities and people that are correct for you. And the key to attracting the correct opportunities and going through the right decision making is actually to wait to respond.
That makes so much sense, because it's even when it comes to doing like business stuff, sometimes when I start with a blank page, I can feel a little daunted by that. But when something comes at me, even if it is actually the totally wrong thing, I can remake that into something else, but it just so helps to have not a completely blank canvas. I like something on the canvas first, and that stimulates all this inspiration.
Yeah, and it's especially hard, I would think, for men and people who carry a lot of masculine energy or have been conditioned from that go out and make it happen, you know, going lose yourself on the world. Then there's a lot of women too who carry that conditioned approach and think that that's the way it needs to happen. So let's take a look at the projector aura. In contrast, it's open, focused, and absorbing. So you can see here, it's focused, and it really is designed to connect with generators. It's penetrating. It's here to guide others' work, right? It's here to help generators be more efficient. And the strategy is to wait for invitation. So it's similarly passive, or it's passive. It's dependent on something outside yourself. And in this case, a much more formal relational invitation from another human being that recognizes the projector as this incredible advisor who has this ability to penetrate deep to the core of one's self or an issue or a situation, and providing really poignant, perfect guidance. So Carey, do you want to share anything else about this, about being a projector, your experience of it, what it was like when you were, you know, maybe operating from a conditioned way of being?
Well, it's very much like I have to go out and make it happen. I have to go out and make it happen. And I didn't realize that, no, I actually just have to open up, absorb what's happening. And I do have to do things. It's not like I don't do anything.
Yeah.
But I have to like be absorbing and reflecting a little bit enough so that others take notice, so that invitations can come. And Stacey, it just made me think about when we first kind of got to know each other. It was I was interviewing you, and you were responding to that interview, basically like going, oh, here's this interview situation, and here I see these people asking us to coach together. And you responded to that, and then you invited me and said, hey, I'm thinking about this product. So we were like both kind of working in our top strategies when we sort of decided to partner.
yeah, did you feel, yeah, what was that like for you, Stacey, to feel Carey's aura as a projector, this person who can really kind of see you almost naked, you know? I don't know if you had that experience or not, but really get you at a deep level. And then, yeah, what was your experience of coming together energetically?
Well, it's interesting because I think I really saw Carey in some ways as a visionary, and so I don't know how that plays in, but I'm a person, I think, who it's like I need to play off of, and Carey is so great at hearing an idea and going, oh, okay, here's what we're going to do with this on the super highway of progression. Like, I was like, oh, okay. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. We were real, maybe it's that penetrative energy, but it's like, I didn't necessarily feel the penetrative energy like coming in at me. I felt like Carey was a stream, like a street, and I wanted to be on the stream. So it helped. She was like almost penetrative out and taking an idea forward.
Yeah,
totally makes sense.
Yep, and that's actually going to show up in another aspect of your partnership that makes you all in a lot of ways perfect for each other, and exactly how you expressed it. It's not just the projector generator relationship, but it's a channel that you have. It's a distinct, unique channel that each of you have that's actually perfect for each other. So if we look at Stacey's design here on the left, just want to point out that not only are you a generator, but you also have the willpower center. So that's also energy, that's ego energy, and it's specifically tribal. And it's for work and for sales and for creating community. Then you also have emotional energy consistently. So when somebody has a defined center, all of the themes in human design are universal, right? So we all have egos, we all have willpower, we all have life force energy, we all have emotional energy, we all experience emotion. But what's consistent and what's dominant? That's what human design really reveals. So you can just see how much, I mean, Stacey's is literally a powerhouse. Out of the 4 possible motors, you have 3. You have this gate 34, which is the gate of pure power in the channel of charisma. So you've got all this life force energy, and it's channeled up to the throat for manifestation, for communication, for action. And then we look at Carey, and you see up here, your consistency is really inside of the mind and conceptualization and speaking, sharing concepts. So you see that you all just from a very high level, just of, okay, you've got Carey as a mental projector, and then Stacey as this from your body and from your will and your emotionality, this powerhouse for manifestation, for doing what you love and creating community and bringing people along with you. And then just like you said, Carey's got this ability to channel all of that, to make it all much more efficient. One thing I wanted to point out too is you both have an open identity center, which is pretty rare. This is identity, love, and direction. And when a center is open, it's a great source of potential confusion and challenge. So Stacey is the creator of the transformational coaching method. And this is about a lot of the TCM work. Transformational coaching is about freeing oneself of limiting beliefs, right? So any open center is where it's almost like a sponge or Velcro for limiting beliefs, but it's also where you can become incredibly wise. So both of you are susceptible to being confused about who you are and where you're headed in life as individuals, but then also this incredible capacity to be wise about it and to help others discern for themselves what's true about their identity, about their love of themselves, of life, of other people, and their direction. So you both are just, complementary and then built for coaching and impacting people's direction.
I mean, man, if that doesn't basically say 100% what we do in our work, It's about helping people find their truth, fall in love with themselves, create new identities for the things that they want in their lives. Like, I guess one of our greatest challenges did turn out to be one of our greatest gifts.
Yep. No, that's it. And some people never get out of the open centers. They never get out of conditioning. They never get out of limiting belief, right? Because it's what happens is the mind believes it sees everything that's inconsistent about us and sees other people have that consistency, and then we'll take on the belief that, well, I need to be more like X, Y, and Z. I need to be more like her. I need to be more like him. If Carey were to try to live, if you all never got together and just were spying on each other as rival coaches, and Carey, if you were trying to be like Stacey, it'd be a train wreck.
I could never do it.
Yeah.
Never. Yeah.
And Stacey, if you tried to be like Carey, in some ways it wouldn't work out for you either.
But there's many times where I've thought, I wish I could have her skills. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I just had like these pieces that she had that I can't, I can be sort of good at, but I'm never going to have like gifted level. Do you know what I mean? That she has.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just did a blog post, my first blog post on human design, on a famous human design profile. It was Marie Kondo. You all know her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's absolutely designed to be who she is, this missionary for organization and joy. And so all of us can learn from her and take on some of the practices. But if anyone were to try to be as consistent as she is in tidying up and maintaining a perfectly organized, joyful space, you're just not going to be able to do it. Most people wouldn't be able to do it. And so it's just this, we can appreciate other people and what they're good at. We can try that on and dabble in it, and then, but hold it lightly. And bottom line is, know your human design. Know what you're designed to be consistent with. So drilling down a level deeper here. So Stacey's got the channel of community, and it's your sun and your earth. So it's inside of the cross of migration. So it's all about finding your part, it's a part seeking a whole. So it's finding your place in community. It's creating community. And it's a flavor of like not staying in one community, like not necessarily staying in your family of origin, but seeking not a more perfect community, but a more authentic, a community that's more authentic for you. And kind of moving from one valley to the next and creating community where you go. And then you've got this emotional energy that goes up to the throat and manifestation. And this is the channel of transitoriness. This is the channel of, I want to have a new experience. You're not somebody who necessarily wants to have the same experience over and over again. You have an experience, and then you want to have the next one. And you like to bring people with you. And this is the channel of taking experience and then codifying it into some educational material, right? Like, you have your experience as a health coach, and then you turn all of the best of it into educational materials, and then you can bring other people along with you. Hence, the Health Coach Institute.
So I'm on the right track.
Yeah, you're living your design. And then this channel here, the 3420, is pure power in the now, guiding your action and speaking in the now. It's purely existential and spontaneous. And it's actually a very selfish, self-absorbed channel that's here for your survival and your pleasure, right? And so you have this balance of being communal and very collective, like focused on sharing your experience and your the lessons learned and the logic with the collective, impacting society essentially, and your tribe. And bottom line though, you've got this you're grounded by this like charismatic power and energy that really is only for you. And it could benefit people, whatever you're doing in the moment, but the bottom line is it's for you and only you. So you're this charismatic community building educator who's, creating community and seeking new experience. Does that resonate?
For sure.
Pretty spot on. I will witness that as a yes.
Yeah, and this 4323 here, that in the green circle for Carey, this channel is the the channel of structuring. It's an individual knowing channel. It's like a divine knowing, and you can't control it. You know, it's in the moment as well. It's spontaneous. You'll just have a insight, a breakthrough insight in the moment. And it literally is here to help these charismatic manifesting generators like Stacey be more efficient, right? So Stacey's busy doing her thing, building her business, all of that. You two get together and boom, instantly more efficiency from this 4323. If, you know, Stacey's open to the gift of that.
Oh, yes. I think that's one of the reasons I partnered with Carey.
Totally.
Yeah, because this 3420, it wants to be guided by intuition. Oh, anyway, too many details. We don't have enough time. So,
well, it just makes so much sense from the perspective of I think many coaches are looking for partnership, but they have no idea what to look for in a partner. Now, we didn't have human design, but we were naturally gravitated towards one another. And we went, wow, we're really different. And we realized that that was actually ideal for a business partnership, rather than looking for someone who is your identical twin, exactly the same as you. We are as different as can be, but complementary.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would say, like, if you're watching and you're thinking about a business partnership of some sort, I think it would be a good idea to have a human design reading around that, to see like where I might have gut feelings, but now you have what we didn't have, which is Lucas and human design. And so I would encourage that strongly, because a business partnership is a marriage, no question.
Yeah.
Right. So you gotta you invest in that.
You got to know who's big spoon and little spoon. Take turns.
I don't know if it shows you that on the graphic here, though.
I would have to ask a few more questions, clarifying questions about what that exactly means. But so let's see. So the other thing is, Carey, in addition to this in the moment, insightful breakthrough knowing, you also have the channel of abstraction. So your mind is really great at everything you've ever experienced, all the memories. It kind of can feel like a curse, because it just floods your brain, you know, with everything you've experienced, and then your brain over time can piece it together, have a realization about it, and then through the gate 11, share it as an idea or a belief system.
Oh my God.
11-4 in the moon, this is what drives you. So you're driven to be a teacher. The line 4 is the teacher. So you're helping to make sense of the past, and from your experience, which you have a lot of, and a lot of trial and error experience, you know, you're able to teach people. And over here, your unconscious motivation is the 47, which is very much, it's from the mind, but it's very much about money. It's very much about this is the gate of oppression. And it says, you know what, you know how we avoid the oppression of poverty and a lot of the suffering that can be inherent to being a human being is, let's go make some money so we can have stability. So you're driven to be this teacher who helps people make money and makes money for yourself, so you can avoid that oppression.
Damn.
Yeah, and I'll just rapid fire hit you with a few more. So the 29, your communication, this is about commitment. It points up at the 46. Remember, if it's open, it's what you can be wise about and what you can be challenged with. This is love of the body. So teaching people not only how to make money, but how to love their bodies after you probably spent some time not loving your body fully.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Wow.
28, life purpose. So it's about commitment, loving the body, how to live a life of purpose, your values in relating, leadership, and service. So the 14 is the gate of power and skills, and it's in line 3, which is about service, which says, you know, you can have that money that the gate 47 wants, but it's going to be through you being of service.
Totally. Yeah.
And then I'll share over here with Stacey, this 39. When I think of you, I think of this gate because it connects up to my 55. And actually both of you have it, but it's the provocateur. This is provoking spirit awareness in people. This is like the fuel for romance, for art, for passion, for being wise. I know you all have helped a lot of people and help a lot of people with emotional eating. So that 55 is that gate of emotional eating, but it's provoking spirit awareness in people through your art, you know, it's really through who you be and the energy you hold. But it's these themes of art and food love.
I love that, provoking spirit awareness. That's so beautiful. I wondered, Lucas, what's the difference between mine as a black line and Carey's as a red line?
Conscious versus unconscious. Yeah.
So which one
Black
is which?
Conscious. So yours is conscious in Saturn. And then hers is unconscious also in Saturn, because you all were born pretty close to each other, just like 3 or 4 months. So there's some generational themes that you all share.
Got it.
So the 36-4, which wants to go on that journey and bring people with it, the fourth line is specifically about interested in how do I relate to other people, and
Totally.
studying people and studying relationship. And so is your motivation, your unconscious motivation, which wants to have logical formulas for relationship. The 13, you're this confidant who collects secrets. Anybody who, if you don't talk to Stacey if you don't want to share your secrets.
Oh my God, that is the truest thing ever.
And then she can sell. She also, don't talk to Stacey if you don't want the deal to get closed.
Totally.
Yeah. She'll close you, and she'll also teach you how to, actually both these ladies will teach you how to close the deal. So I want to share, Carey, your incarnation cross. So these are your top 4 themes. If you squish them all together: a naturally talented individual, a freak, or a genius, because it depends on the timing. You have these individual insights. If you tell them to the wrong people at the wrong time, they're like, who is this crazy person?
I literally had a conversation with my husband the other night that I thought was absolutely fascinating. And he looked at me like I was completely insane.
Yeah. Dedicated.
Don't you understand? This is a genius idea.
Yeah, timing is everything for the projector.
Yeah.
Pretty much for all of us, for anything we want to share that way through voice. Dedicated to planting insights in others as a subtle, subversive act of mutation to bring efficiency into society. So this subtle, subversive genius.
Wow.
However, part of what's making you so powerful now is that you had a hell of a time in the first 30 years of your life. Right?
Yes.
So carrying the 6th line means the first 30 years or so was a lot of trial and error, a lot of school of hard knocks, things you were actually designed to enter into, things that did not work out. Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
Wait, go back. I need a screenshot of that.
Oh, I'll send you these.
Holy crap.
I'm gonna get a few more things in because I know we have a hard stop.
Okay.
So I really want to hear from you all on the because I've shared about how perfect you two all are together, but there's also there's a little bit of stickiness, and I want to see what you all think about that. Electromagnetic. So this is where this is love and hate, but mainly this is where the sparks fly and where the kind of why you come together and the magic that happens. So you've got the openness. We talked about the life coaching people on life, direction, and love, and then also helping people with the themes of the root, which is being free of stress, being free of oppression, and it's doing it it's like the fastest path. It's like, how do we get the fastest path to freedom? You see that both of you have a half of a channel here. This is the channel of the transmitter. This is about closing the deal. This is marketing and sales. So Carey, left to your own devices, you've got this capacity for marketing and grounding marketing and having the instinct for marketing. And then left to your own devices, Stacey, you have the will to close the deal. Together, sales would have increased tremendously. Marketing would be more effective and sales would increase. So you've got, everything Stacey is, that charismatic, creating community, creating education, Carey making it all more efficient with breakthrough insights, and then being a coach in the business too, right? Helping clients with their breakthrough insights. And then you all can market and sell better. And then you also are more logical. Carey's mind generates a lot of logical questions. And then together, Stacey's mind would produce more consistent, logical answers to those questions, which of course would benefit a business. And then companionship, I mentioned you all were born close to each other. So you have a lot of generational themes. Life purpose, it's not just about making money. It's not just about surviving. It's not just about having a family. In fact, it's really not about having a family, especially for you, Carey, but it's about living a life of purpose, provoking spirit, empowering direction, and there's a whole lot of logic. Neither one of you are tremendously logical left alone, but then together, a lot of your logic gets turned on, and you carry a lot of kind of dormant logical traits. But it all supports itself. Like, yeah, it's helpful to be logical, to be able to create a pattern to walk forward into the future, a business plan. All right, I got my transitions wrong here, but I want to just share this. So if you look here, I'll just bring it all up. So this first thing is compromise. So in any channel where one person has the whole channel and the other person only has half, the person who has half would be compromised. There's only two compromises in the relationship, and they both are Carey. So Carey would say,
we'll dock your pay later.
So it would be like something to the effect of, well, I'll say this. Stacey's got the energy, right? Stacey's got the consistent energy. And there's a lot of themes in Stacey where things are going to move forward when Stacey's in the mood to move it forward, when you're authentically inspired, right? And Carey, you would have to wait on that.
Absolutely. I have often said, if I have an idea that Stacey's not into, it's like when you try to pull a dog on a leash and the dog just like digs their heels and you can't pull the dog. That is 100%.
Sorry.
It's okay.
This is the thing. This is the thing about compromise in relationship, is that you just get it, you understand it, and then you
exactly
not to go there, not to blame, not to take it personally, not to try to fix it or change it.
Exactly.
I don't have time to go into all of the reasons in the design, but Stacey, you have you're very private, and your energy is for you. It then can benefit a whole lot of people, and it can really create what you've created. But the timing of it is all about you. You actually have to call yourself out to give your gifts, and you have to be in the mood. And you've got to, when there's got to be something you're responding to that your body is a big yes for, that you're like an authentic yes for.
So true. Yep.
Yeah. And then in the relationship where you have two open centers, when you combine them, what we say is 7 and 2, meaning 7 defined, 2 open, work to do. And so what happens is when the going gets rough in the relationship, when there's some conflict or something, it's like one of you will go out this window, the other will go out this window. So you're not kind of in a partnership where you all have to spend every minute together. And in fact, it may actually benefit you all in your business, because there's so much to do in a business, especially one as large as you all run, that one of you can focus on one area of the business, the other focuses on the other area. But if there was something that really had to get handled in the relationship, it could be, there's more likely that you all would avoid it and have a lot of good reasons to avoid it, because you'd both be busy kind of in these two different directions. Does that make sense?
That's so interesting. Of course, that makes me want to have a reading like this with like every other person that I closely interact with. What door am I going out of? Where are they
at stake? I would recommend it. And I just wanted to share at the end here. So the two of you created Holistic MBA, this incredible business that was really, advanced training for already existing certified coaches, and it did really well. But when you all were ready to take the next step and explode your impact, you got connected with Eric Nooner. I call him the Magic Man, and he provided 2 essential ingredients once you all got together. One is you all have this 14, which is the fuel and the energy to empower a business, but you lack the 2, which is vision and direction. And Eric brings that in. So as soon as you all got connected with Eric, there was the possibility of a much clearer North Star for the business. And it doesn't necessarily mean that he was the one who generated it from his own mind, but just his energetic, being in the space of the leadership meetings would have made it much clearer what direction to take. And then another huge one is the gate 3, which is the gate of new beginnings and ordering new beginnings. And this is the gate, it's like birthing it's like you all were doing really well, impacting, I don't know, hundreds of people, right? Thousands of people in holistic MBA. But if you want to get a mutation out into the world where you look back on it and you're like, wow, the entire gene pool was impacted, right? Like the species was impacted. You need this gate 3 to bring it out into the world. And there's like no turning back. Like once you all got with Eric, got that vision and direction, and started down that path, there was no turning back. It was going to be very big, and it was going to have a very big impact.
So great.
And he also carries the CEO gate and ambition for getting to the top. So I want to just stop because I got through that. We've got about 2 minutes. And I just want to see what's like one thing to reflect on, either about yourself individually or your relationship or the combination with Eric, that stands out. Just.
You want to start, Stacey?
You start.
Still respond to my answer.
That's so funny. Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah.
So I'm going to invite you, Carey, to go first.
Well, I'm struck by this, all of it. I mean, obviously from my reactions, but this last piece with Eric, it just is like, oh yeah, well, he invited us. Stacey responded to his idea. We didn't have an identity of our own necessarily. What are we going to be? Who are we going to become? And he brought that. And I'm floored by this system. I'm just floored by the accuracy of it, by the insights that you gain, it's almost like, how do we not have this? Like, shouldn't we get this in grade school or something? This is who you are, right? Wouldn't it be so useful? That's kind of where I'm leaving the conversation.
Yeah. Well, and also that everyone has natural talents and gifts, and it's so useful to know what they are. Like, I know, Lucas, I've had much longer readings with you, and this system is so complex. It's actually like simple when somebody's giving you a reading, but there's so many layers to go to understand yourself. And once you do, it's almost like, oh, well, then you know where to direct your talents and gifts. So I love this system. I feel like it should be in school. I feel like it could help people make career choices. It could help partnerships. It could help couples. It can help families understand like what role you play in the family.
Understand your children who seem like a mystery, right?
And where the compromises are, so that you understand when conflict arises. I would imagine is like going, oh, here's both of us, and our design is coming up in this way, which might help you be able to navigate challenges together in collaboration rather than division.
Yeah, it really has all these applications. And, you know, as I shared, I worked with you all at HCI for 5 years, and I'm not designed to do well in a large organization. And actually neither of you all are, but because you are the brand and you're the teachers, right? And you can you can do your thing as leadership, guiding and directing the direction of, and do that. It works. But once you're in a large organization, you're part of the hierarchy, that it's a whole different energetic. And that was tremendous information for me to understand like why it was difficult once I got to certain places in the hierarchy. So that's just another application that I love to help people with small business, large organizations. It's like,
well, and I think also, Lucas, one of the things that really helped in the readings we've done is like get to fall in love a little bit more with my natural essence. Like I get to have a reflection like, oh, right. Because it's not like we all come up with these words to describe ourselves. Usually we're too close to our own self. Like you put your finger on your nose and you can't see the tip of your finger. It's like, we're too close. But you being the reflection is like, oh, I am that way. And I kind of like myself.
Yeah.
It actually.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that comes up for me, I'll just say in closing here, maybe that there's a sense of like, when you're thinking about building a business and a big business, which we always were, like, how can we have a huge impact? That there was something that a mentor of ours told us years ago. He asked, if you're playing chess, which chess piece do you want to be in the game to be the most powerful? And I was like, the queen, whatever. He said, no, you want to be the board. And I was like, oh. And in that moment, I was sort of drunk with power. Like, wait a minute, it's actually not all on me. There are all these people that have these other skills that I don't have. And how do you then, as a projector, go, how am I going to collect this mass of energy and direct it in specific directions so I can create something enormous? Like that's another thing that really struck me today, of going like, this is one of the ways that you can figure out how to be the board, you know?
Yeah, be the space for things to happen and arise. And let's see. Yeah, I wanted to highlight, underscore the point you made, Stacey, because when I do readings for people, what I get is a range of like, oh yeah, that's me. Oh yeah, that's me. That's cool. That's me. And then there's people who are like, oh wow, that is me. And I'm now going to have permission to start operating that way instead of swimming upstream, spinning my wheels. So people who are dealing with a high ratio of frustration, disappointment, conflict, we're not designed to experience that. We're designed to experience it when we're not operating correctly.
Well, that was my point earlier about the projector and saying that changed my life, because that was my exact experience.
Yeah.
Why can't I generate the energy? Why can't I Why can't I? Because that's not who I am.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and life as a human being is hard. Like there's no, oh, well, I'm going to know my human design and then everything's going to be magical and perfect. Being a human being is hard, but how much resistance we actually experience versus flow, and it really can be magical. So that's my wish for everybody watching, is that you really surrender and allow yourself, be yourself, love yourself, and be in the flow. Let it unfold. And thank you both for spending this time.
Lucas, you rock. You
rock. Amazing.
Oh my gosh, so amazing. Yeah, I highly recommend having readings with Lucas.
Run, don't walk.
For 5 years, we were so blessed to have you as part of growing Health Coach Institute, and building out teams, building out our success coaches, doing trainings, mentoring people on the team. And this human design was so powerful running in the background of that. So thank you so much. What a blessing.
Yeah, likewise. All right. Y'all have a great day.
Bye.
Thanks, Lucas.
Bye-bye.